Good day, students. You are welcome to online teaching on security education. My name is Mr. Rahim. We are meeting on week 9 on the topic, the role of the Nigerian Air Force in preventing crime. But before we go to the lesson for today, I believe you remain calm at home and you are play safe. Make sure you observe all the rules about how to avoid the coronavirus pandemic that is ravaging the nation. So may God help us to stay alive. So let us go to, we want to look at the lesson objective for this week's lesson on the role of Nigerian Air Force. That is, what are the lesson objective we want to achieve at the end of the lesson? The lesson objectives, as you can see on your screen, we have it at the end of the lesson. The student should be able to discuss the roles of Nigerian Air Force in protecting the nation. Then next on it is you have the Nigerian Air Force logo. We have three pictures there. One is the picture of Nigerian Air Force. Two, we have the Nigerian Air Force in their uniform parading. And the third one is the picture of Nigerian Air Force during the air operations. They are disembarking from the airplane, getting ready for war because they want to get down for the business in preventing crimes. Maybe they have been told there's a crime that is going on in an area. They've come there in order to come and prevent the crime. So let us now look at it, the Nigerian Air Force. In the last lecture, we said that the Nigerian Armed Forces comprise of the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Navy, and Nigerian Air Force. We also said that the Nigerian Army is on the land, while the Nigerian Air Force is based on the air. And that's why we said the armed forces of a nation constitute an effective instrument of national power. Your armed forces determines your national power, determines how powerful you are as a nation. And the Nigerian Air Force is the air branch of the Nigerian Armed Forces. The Nigerian Air Force, being a service in the Nigerian Armed Forces, is one of the instruments used by the nation, which the nation can apply the power, And the Nigerian Air Force also has the primary responsibility of defending the Nigerian airspace by the use of the air power and ensuring that other members of armed forces enjoy favorable air situation in their respective areas of operation. Anytime the Nigerian Army is going to prevent crime, they call upon their sister force, which is the Air Force, to join them so that as they are dealing with them on land, the Air Force can also deal with the air space through the space. Then what is the air power of the Air Force now? What is the air power of the Air Force? Air power is the ability to project military force through the air medium. We said that air power is the ability to project military force through the air medium. Air power is the ability to use the airspace for offensive, defensive, and supply service. And at the same time, the night is used by an enemy. That is, what we are talking about now is air power is the what? Ability to use the airspace for offensive. Yes, we can also, when we want to attack the enemy or you want to attack the criminals, you will use airspace for offensive. Then at the same time, you can use it for defensive. You can use it to defend yourself from the external aggression. And also supply service, and at the same time, the night is used by an enemy. Yes, they have to make sure that they protect the Nigerian airspace so that it will not be used by the enemy nation to attack Nigeria. The Nigerian Air Force is headed by the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar. So we said that the Nigerian Air Force is headed by the Chief of Air Staff under the leadership of Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, who is the current Chief of Air Staff. Then, what are the functions of Nigerian Air Force? You have them on your screen, as you can see. We said to achieve a full complement of the military defensive system of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, both in the air and on the ground. We said to achieve a full complement of the military defense system of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, both in the air and on the ground. So since Nigerian Air Force is part and parcel of the Nigerian Armed Forces, they join the Nigerian Army in fighting terrorism, in fighting insurgency, in fighting criminality in the society. They fight the criminals because they want the society to be free from crime and criminals. So they join the Nigerian Army in fighting their fight from the air, while the Nigerian Army will be fighting on the ground. Two, to ensure a versatile mobility of the armed forces. They ensure versatile mobility of the armed forces. The air transportation is the most when you talk about fastness and the other one, it's very fast compared to the other one. So when there's a kind of the armed forces are going for any kind of operation, then they better move them through with the airplane, with the help of the Air Force. They can drop the Nigerian Army on the land where they want them to fight, so that the Air Force can continue to fight from the space. They need to move them through the plane to wherever they are going in order to make them get there quickly and on time, in order to combine the crime. The third one, to provide close support for the ground base and seaborne force in all phases of operations, and to ensure the territorial integrity of a united Nigeria. Yes, they give close support to the Nigerian Army, as I've said earlier, and also to the Nigerian Navy. They fight on the sea. They need to join hands with them in order to ensure that the territorial integrity of Nigeria is safe and we have a united Nigeria. Then, number four, to give the country the deserved prestige that is invaluable in international matters. To give the country deserved prestige. Yes, we said that the amount of power a nation can portray is through the armed forces. And since the Nigerian Air Force is part of them, they need to give the country the deserved prestige that is invaluable in an international matter. Then we look at it, enforcing and assisting in coordinating the enforcement of international law, conventions, practices, and customs ascribed and acceded to by Nigeria related to area or space activities in the Nigeria air space. Sorry, sir. Enforcing and assisting in coordinating the enforcement of international law, conventions, practices, and customs ascribed and acceded to by Nigeria relating to area or space activities in Nigeria airspace. 6. Coordinating and enforcing all national and international air law. 7. The elimination of the law. So we look at the roles of Nigerian Air Force. We look at the roles of Nigerian Air Force. The first one is a maritime air operation, as we have discussed before, that the Nigerian Air Force, they fight in the air. They are based on the air, and One of it is a maritime air operation. One, the Nigerian Air Force, as part of its role, conduct maritime air operations over Nigeria's territory waters. This territory needs to be closely patrolled to prevent illegal exploitation. Quite a number of illegal activities going on in Nigeria territorial water. Second one is air defense. One of the primary roles of Nigerian Armed Force, Nigeria Air Force, as defined by the Act of Parliament, establishing is air defense. Air defense. The essence of air defense is to prevent the enemy from the effective use of its air power against our forces. This can be achieved if we detect, intercept, and destroy the enemy before his offensive action is brought to bear on our forces. We said this air defense is very, very important in the roles of the Nigerian Air Force to prevent Nigeria from external aggression. He said the essence of air defense is to prevent the enemy from the effective use of its air power against our forces. This can be achieved if we detect, intercept, and destroy enemy before his offensive action is brought to bear on our own forces. 3, close air support. The provision of close air support to our service forces is another role of the Nigerian Air Force. Close air support operations are conducted on request by the Army or naval commanders within their theater of operation. Close air support. We said the provision of close air support to our service forces is another role of the Nigeria Air Force. Close air support operations are conducted on request by the Army or naval commander within their theater of operation. So this one now, this is the third function, which is a close air support. Before they carry it out, then they must have seen a kind of a request or received a kind of a request from the Nigerian Army and the naval commanders to help them in that area. So 4, air interdiction. Air interdiction. Air interdiction covers those operations aimed at destroying or neutralizing the enemy's military potential before it can be brought to bear effectively against friendly forces. Such operations are carried out at short a distance from friendly forces that detail integration or specific actions with own forces is not required. We said the air interdiction again. Air interdiction covers those operations aimed at destroying or neutralizing the enemy's military potential before it can be brought to bear effectively against friendly forces. That is, they should try to intercept, try to destroy or neutralize the enemy's military potential before they start attacking the nation. Such operations are carried out at such a distance from friendly forces that detail integration of specific actions with own forces is not required. So you can see now that these are the roles of the Nigerian Air Force in protecting the nation from the crimes and the criminals. And they cannot do this alone. They do it in conjunction with the Nigerian Air Force and the Nigerian Navy because they work hand in hand. The Army will need to attack on the land, where the Air Force will attack on the air, and the Navy on the water. The Nigerian Air Force will need to move the Nigerian Army to wherever they are going to combat the crime. They also assist the Nigerian Navy through the air to protecting the water, at the same time protecting the territorial integrity of the nation with their operation, with the operation of the Nigerian Army, the Nigerian Air Force, and the Navy, then the Nigerian is safe from any external aggression. And the issue of the insurgency and terrorism can be dealt with all seriousness if all the Nigerian armed forces are channeling to fight the Boko Haram on the terrorism and insurgency, then the issue of Boko Haram will be brought under check, and Nigerian citizen can have rest of mind, and the territorial integrity of Nigeria can be prevented, can be protected, and Nigeria can be a better nation that will be free from the crimes and criminal. So we have come to the end of today's lesson on the roles of Nigerian Air Force in preventing crime. So thank you. God bless you. Remain blessed. Remain a good children as you have been. Continue to observe the law of how to avoid coronavirus. Thank you. God bless you. Until we meet again in the next class.